We have Mr. N.S. Kanan, the MD CEO of the company, joining us right now. Mr. Kanan, good morning. Thanks a lot for coming on board. Firstly, it's been a relatively strong quarter for you, so congratulations for that. The VNB, the value of new business, has grown about 34%. Could you tell us what has led to the strong premium growth, and could you also explain the decline in APE by about 18% on the same hand?
So we have articulated our strategy in the past also as one of expanding the value of new business VNB. What has caused this expansion during the quarter of 34% growth in VNB is essentially coming out of our 4P strategy, as I would like to call it. The first P is around the premium growth. The second P is around the protection business focus. Third P is around persistency, and the fourth P is around productivity. So these 4 P's go into expanding the VNB, which as I said we had articulated in the past. So if you look at the component by component, you had also asked a question around the volume growth during the quarter, which actually on a APE basis, if you look at it, it had actually declined. I just wanted to put it in perspective. This decline of about 18% you have seen has to be looked at in the context of the base quarter, which is quarter 1 of the previous financial year. That particular quarter, we actually had a very robust growth in APE of 75%. So in that quarter, we were coming out of the demonetization period, and there was a lot of impetus to financial savings, which we also as a company took advantage of. Because of that, there is an immediate impetus to the extent of 75% growth in the APE. So to me, the way to look at this growth or the decline of about 18% during this quarter would be probably to look at the first quarter of 3 financial years and see how this has developed. So if I look at it on a more long-term basis and then look at the CAGR, this APE growth is around 17% CAGR, which itself we believe is a very good number. The second way I would like to put this growth in perspective is within this quarter, that is April, May, June quarter, how the premium has moved. And if I look at the June number over May, actually we had an increase of about 36% in our APE.
Mr. Kanan, hi there. Good morning. Now, speaking about the VNB margins, they've improved quite significantly. What's the scope going forward?
Yeah, so if I look at the protection mix, I want to tell you that there is no specific target we are working towards on protection business. The only strategic thought we have articulated is that within the overall growth, we want the protection business growth to be far higher. I think that part we will continue to push, and whatever comes out as an outcome in terms of protection mix, we will be happy to take. So there is no specific target on that. On the question of the margin, if you look at the margin for the VNB margin for the first quarter, it came out at 17.5%. If you look at the number for the whole year last year, it was 16.5%. And here I want to clarify that there has not been any assumption change during the first quarter. So we are on the track of improving the VNB margins going forward, but exactly how it will materialize in the future would really depend on various other parameters, which we'll have to wait and see how they develop.
Mr. Kanan, your market share had been largely stable over FY18, but could you tell us in the quarter gone by what has led to the decline from 15.3% to 11.3%? Is it because of higher business, because of note ban in Q1 of FY18, or there are other factors at play?
Yeah, again, going back to the same issue about the growth, if you look at the base quarter last year, as I mentioned, we had been a big beneficiary of financialization post demonetization, where our APE actually grew by 75%. Because of that, our market share also increased at that point in time. But if you look at on a more normalized basis, our own market share has been around 11 to 12%. That is where it has been hovering around. If you keep out the lumpiness we saw in the first quarter of last year, that is what something which we have been 11 to 12% is what something we have been looking at. And As I mentioned, our focus will be on growth, and within the growth, higher growth for protection, and market share, whatever it takes to market share, we are happy to take that, but the emphasis will be on growth.
So now that you're at the helm of affairs broadly, can you tell us what will be the key focus areas in order to improve your market share and your profitability, your distribution reach as well over the next 1 to 2 years?
No, our focus on the VNB growth will continue, and within that, as I said, the premium growth will be core part of our strategy. For premium growth, we will look to all channels. As you know, we are one of the best when it comes to the channel mix diversification. So whether it is a bank assurance or corporate agents or brokers or individual agents, or direct business, across all channels we would like to grow. That is going to be the focus, multi-channel platform. The products we will keep adding depending on the customer needs, depending on the emerging regulation, we will keep adding, and that will be a plank for growth in the top line. On protection business, I talked about investing in awareness, and specifically there will be a focus for protection business, and the quality of business is something which is core to our strategy, through which we will drive persistency and other metrics. So given this, we believe that we can get to the desired outcome in terms of the growth as well as the VNB growth. That will be our endeavor going forward.
You know, while there's been an AUM growth of 13%, there has been a decline in investment income. Is it due to interest rate movement? What is your outlook going forward on AUM's growth and key customer trends that you are observing in the industry?
On the investment income, it is really a function of the mark-to-market movements, and if you net off the liabilities on the asset side, the net flow into the P&L will not be really significant. So that is how I will put out the explanation for the movement in the investment income you talked about. On the AUM, we have seen good accretion over the quarter as well as on a year-on-year basis. We also believe that given our focus on persistency, minimizing surrenders and so on, the accretion to AUM is an important metric. And if I really look at this quarter accretion compared to the accretion we had in the first quarter of last year, it had more than doubled. That is really gratifying for us, and our focus going forward would be to continue to increase the AUM, which is an important metric, not just from a size perspective, but from the quality of business we are writing perspective.
We wish you all the very best. Thank you for joining in and highlighting